All right, let's go ahead and get started. So my name is Katie Galan. I am the Director of Education and Community Engagement for BBB Serving the Heart of Texas. And I want to welcome you all to this webinar to talk all about Torch Awards for Ethics and Spark Awards. We're going to get into it pretty, kind of really kind of do a deep dive and make sure that we answer everyone's questions. So upon coming into the room, y'all's cameras are off and you're muted. But you are able to utilize the chat. So please go ahead and do that. Utilize that for any questions you may have for us or any comments that y'all have. We want to make sure that we're able to answer everybody's questions and that everything is really thorough for you. So let's go ahead and get started. So if you are just logging on, if you guys don't mind just putting in the chat where you're logging in from and what your business is, we'd love to see that information. I know that we're going to have people on from our entire service area. So 105 counties around the state of Texas. So we just like to see where everybody is logging in from. So just let's do a little bit of a background on Torch Awards for Ethics and Spark Awards. So Torch Awards for Ethics, both of these awards, the top awards that BBB gives out, these are really the cream of the crop, top of the top businesses who receive this award. So I'm really excited. We're really happy to see y'all's interest in applying. It really is for standout businesses, and clearly you guys fit that bill. So Torch Awards for Ethics. Let's start with this one. So this is an award that really goes to a business that goes above and beyond for customers, for employees, for the community, who really is just a standout business in your community. And so this award, you don't have, there's no age restriction on this one, but your business does have to be within our service area, one of our service areas. You do have to have been in business for at least 3 years, and you have to have a B rating with us. So that is for Torch Awards. Now, quick kind of requirement check on Spark Awards. So very similar to Torch, except it is more for up and coming entrepreneurs, for startup founders, for new business owners. This is really for those businesses that are really the future of a trusted marketplace. Whereas Torch Award, those are the businesses that have really kind of upheld the ethics and really are the standard for a trusted marketplace. So Torch is really for the up and coming business owners. So as far as requirements for that, you do also have to have the B rating with us. You have to have been in business less than 3 years or be younger than 35. And there is a way to apply for both of these awards, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But for Torch Awards, so the first one that I talked about, Torch Award for Ethics, for this one, there are 6 different size categories. And so you're going to be competing with only those that are within your size category. So that's from 1 to 10 employees all the way up. So you're not going to be, if it's you and another employee, you're not going to be competing with a business that has, 200 employees or something like that. So you're definitely going to be within your size category, but you are going to be competing with those within our other regions. So our regions include Austin and Central Texas area, the Coastal Bend area, San Antonio and Laredo, which is considered one region, the Permian Basin, Midland, Odessa area, Fort Worth, Waco, Bryan, College Station. So you will be competing with businesses within those different regions, but again, just within those that are in your size category. So there are 6 different size categories. We can have up to 2 finalists per size category. So there could be technically 2 winners in each of those size categories. Now for Spark Award, for the up and coming entrepreneur, there's not a limit on the amount of winners that we can have. This is going to be more based on a benchmark scoring system. So we could have 1 winner, we could have 10 winners of Spark Awards. So that's kind of how that's different. For Torch, we do have judges in each of our regions. So it is a completely unbiased judging process. And those judges, so let's say for the judge that we have in the Coastal Bend area, they're not going to be judging Coastal Bend business applications. So we make sure that it's completely hands-off in that way. So that's kind of the real kind of bird's eye view as far as qualifications and what these awards are. We'll get into that a little bit more with Haley, who's on this call, but I do want to introduce Richard James of James Family Tax. Now, this James Family Tax was a Torch Award winner last year in 2024. So really happy to have them on the call. And just want you guys to kind of listen to them and see, from a business perspective, what this award is and what this award means. So Richard James, you are on. Thank you so much for being with us today and taking the time out of y'all's day.
Yeah, thank you, Katie, so much. Glad to be here. I'm here with my wife, Alexis James, and we both run the company James Family Tax. We're in the San Antonio and Schertz area, and we've been part of the BBB for several years now. Um, the Torch Award, we were really excited to participate in the Torch Awards last year. We actually always followed the Torch Awards, and we're really excited that the Better Business Bureau even it did something like that, where it put ethics at the forefront of a business. But it was last year that we really decided, like as a business, we're like, man, the BBB really aligns to our values, and let's let's share what we do and let's share the impact that we want to have for our customers, for our community. So it's a unique opportunity in that you get to showcase your business, you get to put your your hat in the ring for your business in a way that's, I guess, more meaningful than just your typical like bests of or like other things that are more sometimes popularity based. This is really values based. And you want to jump in?
Um, I would say this was our second time. We had applied once before, and I don't think we were even a finalist or anything. And so I was kind of hesitant to do it again because I'm like a achiever. So I was like, well, maybe it just wasn't for us. So I would just say if it is like your second time or even third time applying for the award, just go for it and really take your time to just brag about your business. It's hard to talk about yourself and brag about what you're doing in the community sometimes, but this is the opportunity where you get to do that. And so it's just looking at a full picture of your business, seeing the areas of your business where you are using, ethics daily and aligning to the values of the BBB. So just take each question and answer it to the best of your ability and just go for it. Like use it to brag on yourself.
So what do y'all think, kind of with the other business owners that are on here, what do you think as a business owner made your business really stand out to the judges during this process?
I will let you take that question.
Yeah. I think I really went through the application and shared specific examples of what we do to align with the questions that were asked. And so if they asked a question about what is your policy on this, I really looked at, okay, what is our policy on this and what are we aligning to ethically? And then I would give a picture of like what that is and actually sent in like our policy. Like we actually do have a policy that backs this up. So I was really backing up our word by things that we actually do. And so I hope that the judges saw that. Also, I think that, yeah, just giving real life application of questions and answers. I talked about like what we do in our team meetings, what we do in our huddles, what we do for the community, and just used real life examples of what we actually do. So I hope that that connected with the judges.
I think that's a really good point to kind of reiterate to the businesses on here to include those actual examples when you're going through those questions, to not kind of give sort of a generic stock answer, but to include those real life examples of what you are actually doing on a day-to-day basis. So that's really a really great tip, I think, for the businesses that are on here. So what does it mean to you guys as business owners, to have won this award, and then what has it done for your business to be able to showcase that you guys are Torch Award winners?
It's almost it when you put in a application or you put your name out there for something like the Torch Award, it also you reflect, right? And like Alexis said, as we're going through the questions, it's like, okay, well, what am I doing for my community? And one of the things that it one of the big takeaways from the award, it was less of the award, it was more of just a reflection of, hey, we are really doing things for the community that sometimes, like when you're thinking through those questions, we can like minimize it, right? We can minimize like our partnership with a nonprofit, or even minimize in our huddles where we're telling our team every Monday that, hey, we care about our clients. Like we see people first, like just some of those things that we do on the daily basis. So part of it was like, it was meaningful to be able to just reflect. Um, it was meaningful to almost have like a layer of like accountability as well. Like, okay, it's important to say what you're gonna do and be who you say you are. And when we won the award, it was really it was great just to see that that the judges were able to like just see what we were trying to communicate, and the response that we had from our friends, from our clients. When we won the award, it was really validating that, hey, you are who you are, and it was really just an encouragement to just keep being out there, right, and leading out in values.
Yeah, I feel like it gave us credibility, like with the community.
Yeah.
We say that we um lead by ethics, and this award kind of backed that up. And so we were really grateful for that. And we've been able to use the award just in our marketing with the community, on our website, Facebook, socials. And it's something that we look forward to like just continue using, to say, that this is James Family Talks and we won this award. So
Yeah,
it's great.
and it made our team proud as well, and yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys. And I think too, you made a good point, James, or I'm not sure if it was James or Alexis that said it, but that, it is kind of hard as a business owner to brag on your own business, and to give yourself really that pat on the back. But it's important. And if you're not doing that for your business, if you're not advocating for your own business, nobody else is going to do that. So it's really important to do things like this, and to show the community who you really are, because if you don't tell them, they're not going to know. So do you guys think that this has helped really to elevate your business? Have your consumers, have your customers, taken notice of the award, or, anything like that that's kind of stood out to them?
Yeah, 100%. Like when people are out there, so we deal with finances, right? We're a tax company. We deal, and it's more than finances. We deal with a lot of aspects of people's lives, um, just that are manifested through the tax return, right? And so people are looking for a company that is ethical, and it's hard out there. To search when you're searching for a service like that, even for other like personal services that we've looked for, a dental office, where you're going to send your kids to school, like all of the things that you look for. It's like, are they who they say they are? Is this a business that I want to align with? And so I really think the award gave us, like Alexis said, like credibility, and we saw a lot of fruit from that. A lot of clients, that's what they're looking for, and we're able to provide it.
Yeah. I use it in our discovery calls.
Mhm.
So when a client is like, well, what's different about your company versus another one? I do use it. I'm like, well, we have won the Torch Award for ethics with the BBB, and right away, like they just light up, and it's just that backing that, yeah, we are who we say we are. So I've used it in our discovery calls, and so it's definitely made a difference there.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think, pretty sure that everybody on here knows that, BBB really is synonymous with trust within the marketplace, with ethical behavior, honest behavior, transparency in your business. And so being able to showcase that is really important to your customers. And so everybody that's an attendee on here, I don't know if everyone on here is BBB accredited or not. And I definitely forgot to mention at the very beginning, and I should have mentioned, you do not have to be BBB accredited to apply or or to win either of these awards. So if you are not a BBB, of course, we love BBB accredited businesses. We hope that you become one at some point. But even if you're not one and you're not able to showcase that BBB accredited business seal, this is another way for you to showcase that you align with our values. And it's also worth noting, I want to kind of go over, thank you, James and Richard and Alexis. I also want to note what you get if you win either of these awards. So you're going to get professional videos and photos, which Alexis mentioned that she's using them on their social media platforms and on their promotional materials. So you are going to get professional videos and photos that you can use at your disposal forever. They're going to be yours. We will contact media and get some media presence, which were really great. We do a really great job at garnering media attention. So you are almost guaranteed to get some sort of media attention through this. We will also utilize you and your business on our promotional materials on our website, on our social media platforms, which we are active on all social media platforms. So you're definitely going to be seen throughout the year as somebody who goes above and beyond to everybody that is within our network. So again, if you are not BBB accredited, not to worry. We hope that you will be at some point, but not to worry. You can still utilize this Torch Award seal or this Spark Award seal for the life of your business, as long as you maintain a B rating with us, even if you're not accredited. So that in and of itself is really worth its weight in gold. So I want to make sure that Richard and Alexis stay on in case any businesses have any questions for you guys. But I want to move on to Haley Wiley, who's also on here. So Haley really is spearheading both of these award processes for us. So Haley, do you want to go over? Let's start with Torch Awards. And go over kind of the specifics as far as the application process or anything that I may have missed when I went over requirements.
Yeah, absolutely. The first thing I did want to note that both applications are free to apply, which is a huge bonus. Most best of awards in different regions do have a fee to apply. Both Torch and Spark are free application process, so that's really exciting. We're gonna have Olivia drop the application link for both awards in the chat, so everyone has easy access to the application. But the application process is fairly simple. It's 4 main questions about character, customers, culture, and community. There are different sub-questions within each overarching topic. But if you just answer those questions thoroughly and provide real-life examples about how you are exemplifying these different categories, you're already going to be ahead of the game if you're answering each question thoroughly, like Richard and Alexis mentioned. One tip I wanted to give that makes applications truly stand out is adding supporting documents, whether it's pictures of you and your customers or you and your staff, you in the community involving, or you volunteering in the community. That goes a long way on many applications because a lot of people don't take the time to upload those supporting documents. So if you do have those visuals, it really helps put a visual to the application that you're providing for each question. And then also if you add different references, there is a reference section in each application. It is optional, but again, if you go the extra mile, that does help the judges see that you have references to back up all of the great information that you're providing. Other than that, it's fairly simple, but if anyone ever has any questions, you're more than welcome to reach out to me and I'm happy to answer any questions about the application.
And that's basically the same. It's the same process, right, for both Torch and Spark.
Correct.
And then can we talk a little bit about how they are able to apply for both, how they can qualify to apply for both?
The one difference I did want to note between each application is on the Spark Awards application, which is for the young and up and coming entrepreneurs or young businesses. There is a video component that is required. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can be just a testimonial. It can be you talking about a certain component of your application. We just have that video component on the Spark Awards application. But to be able to apply for both, you would have to be a business that is one of your owners has to be over 35, and then you would have to be in business for less than 3 years. Because there is no age component on the owner for the Torch Awards. So if you check both boxes, you can apply for both, or you can just apply for one, whatever you are interested in.
Is there a scenario where a business could win both of them?
Yes, a business can win both awards. We have not had that happen yet, but it is possible.
Yeah, and not just like you said, not to say that that couldn't happen, because this Spark is actually a new award for us. We're only in the second year of having Spark Awards. So we don't know. You could be a winner of both, and how amazing would that be? So as far as, let me see if I'm missing anything. Let's talk about the nomination process, Haley, and just kind of go over that and how that works.
Yeah, so there is a link that Olivia will also drop in the chat for nomination process. You can send that to your consumers, your customers. You can nominate yourself. It's a pretty open process for nominations. You do not have to be nominated to apply. You can go straight to the application and apply. The nomination process is more just so to just get the word out about the application with your customers and consumers, or if you yourself think that someone should apply for this award, you can submit that process and then they get the information directly from us to apply.
And also, I just want to note that that is an anonymous process. So you can nominate a business, or a business can nominate you, and that is completely anonymous. So that's kind of worth noting for some people. What am I missing? Let's see. So the 6 different size categories, we went over that. No limit on the Spark winners. Do we have any questions? I see one Q&A here.
There is one in the Q&A that I
Um,
want to answer. Michelle asked if there was any other awards that BBB Serving the Heart of Texas has. We do not do the Pinnacle Awards at this time. Different BBBs can do different awards. We currently only have the Torch and Spark Awards as the only application process type awards that we offer.
Delaney, I see your question. You're in Grapevine. Are you eligible? I believe, and I don't know if Olivia, if you can check on while you're on. Oh, do you know off the top of your head, Haley?
You are eligible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're in our Fort Worth region.
That is one that we often go back and forth on depending on where
it's kind of weird because
weird
we have Fort Worth, but we don't have Dallas, right? So it's kind of,
yes. And if there is an instance where you're really close and for some reason you are eligible for the Dallas Torch Awards, I do pass those along, but Grapevine is eligible for ours.
Do we have any other questions? We've still got quite a bit of time. Do I have another Q&A? Oh no, it's the same one. Answered live. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions? Do y'all have any questions for us, for Haley, or myself, or for James Family Tax? If you want to ask the business owners anything about how they did their application, what you can maybe do to help, kind of mimic maybe, what they did, or some examples that they used. Any questions that y'all have, I want to make sure that we get them all answered. And something else that's worth noting is we get a lot of applicants that don't finish their application. So Haley can attest to that, because we see these reports come in and we'll see, so many that are, so, at some point in the application process, which by the way ends May 28th at 5 p.m. At some point during the application, there's always a time where we see that there are more incomplete applications than there are complete applications. So, if you're not finishing that, obviously we can't count that app.
And there is sorry, Katie, there is a stop and resume function on the application. So you can start it and then go back to it later. It'll send you the link as long as you ask for it to send you the link. You can go back and finish it before the deadline.
Great.
I'll make one more comment about the award. It was a lot of fun. So we had a lot of it was a little, when you're filling out an application like that, it can be a little stressful sometimes, but I mean it was fun participating in the BBB, like the ceremony that they had for the Torch Award, when they came out and did the social media for us, and like the videography.
Yeah.
I mean, as a couple, as business owners, as a team, we had a blast.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun as well.
Thank you. Awesome.
We
Let's see.
had another question in the Q&A. How many applications do you normally get? It varies from year to year. We've gotten anywhere from 60 to over 100. So it just kind of varies. That's for Torch Awards. For Spark Awards, we've only had around 20. Again, this is only our second year doing it. So we're hoping to get more applicants this year, but it also varies by region. But again, you're being judged across all regions. You're being judged against people that are your category size. And I will say that and note that the most competitive category at this time is the 1 to 10 category, and that is the category that our lovely James Family Tax won. There are a lot of small businesses that fall between 1 to 10. But again, there's 6 different categories depending on your employee size. And that does factor in full-time employees as well as part-time employees. There's like a equation that we use to calculate the part-time employees in that.
And we do, the other part of that question was, what are some more examples of great supporting documents?
Yeah, great question. We did one year have a business create their own personalized newsletter. It was like a Torch Awards for Ethics newsletter that basically provided a pretty graphic and a visual of all the questions that they answered in the application. So they used their answers, created a newsletter with graphics, pictures, quotes, testimonials. I want to say it was pretty long. It was like 20 pages. You don't have to create a separate newsletter, but again, that went really far and showed that they put a lot of effort and time into this application, and they ended up winning that year. And that specific business had applied for the past like 5 years, I believe. So that did push their application over the edge to become a winner that year. And then one other thing I wanted to note, that if you are chosen as a finalist, we commemorate our finalists as well, but you can apply to be a winner even after you're a finalist. You can apply until you win, essentially. And then once you win, you cannot apply for the following 3 years, but you can apply again after 3 years. So that is something worth noting, that you can become a finalist and then keep applying until you win.
Mm-hmm. And I know I mentioned this when I was going over everything earlier, but I really want to reiterate the fact that you can utilize this award seal for the life of your business, regardless of your accreditation status with us. So hopefully you become, hope to decide to become accredited. But if you decide to never be BBB accredited, you can still utilize these winner seals for the entire life of your business, as long as you maintain that B rating for us. So that's a really great, how many nominations do you accept for one company? As many as
many as there are, but again, you do not have to be nominated to apply. You can submit as many nominations as you like or receive as many, but you can apply regardless of nomination status.
And I kind of want to clear something here, because this can sound a little, Shalini, it can sound a little like if you just need a nomination, if you're nominated, you still have to complete your application.
Correct.
So you can get a nomination, and we still need you to apply. So if somebody else were to nominate your business, then we notify you, and then that's how you know to complete your application.
And in that notification of a nomination, the application link is directly sent to you from BBB. So you'll have all the information to apply.
Do we have any other questions? Anything else that we want to mention, y'all? Yes, Shalini, you're welcome. No fees. Don't forget, just like Haley mentioned, there is no fee. I know that a lot of us see those best of in our communities. If you're here in the Corpus Christi area, Jeffrey, I believe it was Jeffrey, right? Yeah, Jeffrey, we have the best of the best that we always have. And you got to buy ad space and all that kind of stuff. We all know how those go in our community. Some, not to say that they're not all, that there aren't some that are really great. but some people view them sometimes as kind of like a pay to play sort of thing. This is definitely not that. This is a legitimate, independent judges, benchmark scoring system. So it's going to hold a lot of weight for you and your business. If you win, but also just like Haley mentioned too, we do definitely give a lot of recognition to our finalists. So let's say that I have a finalist here in Corpus Christi, we will still do try to get some press around that, and we'll still do some, some photos so, people know that they were a finalist in our region. So even being a finalist is a great thing for your business and great exposure for you. I'm excited for you to submit as well, Jeffrey. If you need any help, please get a hold of me. If you have any questions or anything, I can, since you are in my region, I'm definitely happy to sit with you or have, whatever. If we need to sit in person or have a phone call, I can definitely do that with you. And anybody else, we have people, we have directors just like me in our regions who are happy to sit down and visit with you and kind of help you go through your application and see if there's anything that we can assist with, maybe give you some tips. So definitely reach out to us. Any one of our directors will be happy to have these conversations with y'all. Do we have any other questions or comments? I'm going to give it just a few more seconds before we hop off and let you guys get back to your day, but I want to make sure that we're taking advantage of everyone that we have on the call while we're here. Don't forget the deadline is May 28th at 5 p.m. What are we, Haley? Like 3 weeks away, I think.
Yep. 3 weeks from yesterday.
And so if you are a finalist or if you're a finalist in any regard, you will be notified in August by email.
Yes. Email,
Yes.
social media, both.
Yeah, so if you don't hear back right away, just be patient. But you guys just don't forget to really complete the application and try to be as thorough as you can with those answers and give more information than you think that we need. That's probably one of the things that's really going to help your application stand out. And then just like James Family Tax said, including those real world examples and scenarios of things that you guys are doing. I think, again, sometimes we don't want to brag on ourselves or we don't want to brag on our businesses. But if you're not doing that, if you're not advocating for your business, nobody else is going to do it for you. And nobody knows your business like you do. So this really is a really good opportunity for you to showcase everything that you're doing, all the community work that you're doing. Maybe you even do like a toy drive during Christmas time, or you do a food drive during Thanksgiving and you think, oh, it's not that big of a deal. All of these things are big deals. Those are things that not every business does. So if you're doing stuff like that, that is going above and beyond for your community. If you're having, some sort of employee appreciation or customer appreciation in your place of business, those are all great things that you can submit and you can give examples of and send some pictures in of. All of that are things that go above and beyond. So think of it in terms like that. You don't have to give, $10,000 to a charity to feel, for your business to really stand out and to make a difference in your community. It's all of these smaller things that really help. So don't discount that. Make sure that you're including all of those things. Any other questions, any comments? It looks like, Haley, do you have anything to add? No?
I think we covered it all.
Yeah, I think so. James Family Tax, Richard and Alexis, do you guys have anything to add before we hop off?
No. Good luck to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. So thank you, Richard and Alexis. Thank y'all for being on here and really taking the time to educate other businesses and help them to achieve what you guys achieved, which is a really, really big deal. So thank y'all for being on the call with us today. And anybody else that's on here, please reach out to us with any questions or comments, or I'm sorry, any questions that y'all have as far as your application. Or anything. There you go. Haley's got her email there. You can reach out to her. If you need to reach out to a director, again, you can reach out to Haley there and she can absolutely get you in contact with any of us. But but we're happy to meet with y'all and just kind of sit with you and make sure that you are taking full advantage of this opportunity for your business. It's a great way to showcase what you're doing for your employees, for your customers, and for your communities. So with all of that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I know everybody's busy, everybody's super busy, so want to let you get back to your day. So I hope you all have a really great rest of the day and a great rest of the week. Bye, y'all.